This week's moral challenge is about the question of tribalism. It was in a list of moral challenges that someone sent. And I think that is an important question for us to think about, how tribalism can lead us to be in a place of certainty, but really it's being in a place of fear. And in that place of fear, basically the way that people communicate is they communicate like fearful people. They communicate with a particular intensity. They may even communicate with a great level of certainty with that kind of intensity. Here's the problem with tribalism. We wind up being in a situation where we think that our group, our tribe, this is the group of people who have a very clear understanding of the issues that we care about the most. And in our tribe, we know how to talk about it. We know what the stakes are. And we also know very much how the other people who are not in our tribe are definitely wrong. The problem with this is that it means that our tribe gives us a false sense of omniscience, and which leads to a false sense of pride, which can also lead to a false disposition where we then relate to those who are not in our tribe as if they are worthy of our disdain. In other words, they need to be put in their place. They either need to become like us, or they need to experience some kind of social intensity from us or verbal intensity from us, if not arguably some kind of socio-political intensity from us. Problem, if you are a Christian, is that you can't really treat other humans that way, because other humans are your neighbor. And the goal with your neighbors is to seek the good for them as you would want that good sought for yourself. And here's the thing, if we're honest, we all know that none of us sees everything completely clearly. And none of our groups see everything completely clearly. Our groups, even with the smartest people, with the most insightful people, is still going to be a group that has blind spots, that has limitations. Put it another way, whatever little echo chamber we are in, it is still not an echo chamber of certainty. It's just not the case. It's a great delusion if we believe that. And so if we're going to love our neighbors as ourselves, we can't treat people who are different from us as if they definitely deserve our disdain, and if they just need, and we need to not just try to convert them to being who we are. What should we do? We should seek to do good to them, and do good to them as much as we may seek to speak truth, that we clothe our truth with a garment of mercy, you might say, a garment of generosity. Meaning that even if you think they're really, really wrong, and let's say they are really, really wrong, that still means I need to treat them with the greatest level of respect and care as possible. Because what do we want if it's a Christian moral approach here? What we want is a world where we are treating people like God would want us to treat them, which is what? To love all of our neighbors. Love does no harm to a neighbor, even the neighbor who's not one of your people, who's not in your tribe. And so what we have to do then is to be able to step back, to exhale, to think about the fact that we would want to be treated with generosity, care, and mercy, and to then reflect that to others in all of our discourse and in all of our aims. If we're able to do that, even if we are convinced that our group has things right, we will be less inclined to treat others with disdain, and will also present our views of things with maybe strength, but also with a lot of humility that goes along with that strength. And that our assertions or our statements will also have questions about the things that we don't know, as much as we have confidence about the things that we do know. That might be an interesting thing if we could put that into practice, if we could model that. That'd be an interesting response. Maybe we'll get there.